Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Adibanjo Faith Adiola and I film about faith, parenting and lifestyle from Lagos, Nigeria. So today is not the regular Montessori video or Montessori talk, but I would be talking about my pre and postnatal experience. Yes, so it's all about gist today. I hope that at the end of this video actually reaches out to someone and you just get something from this video through all the story and gist and talk and all of that. We got married March 13th, yes, 2019, and moved down to Lagos. Yes. And well, I moved down. I followed my husband down to Lagos. Yes. So after 3 months, that's March, April, May, June, I took in. Now, before that time, we were telling ourselves, and this is the point one, where many married couples, when you get married, you set time last that okay, we're not taking until after a year, we're not taking until after 6 months. Yeah, so ours was 6 months, so that we'll just have some time to just balance up married life before taking and all of those pregnancy palaver in quotes. Anyways, well, along the line somebody changed his or her mind. Now, I'm not going to say who, between myself and my husband, but we just agreed that okay, what's the point of waiting? And I discovered at that time, okay, we had this other friend that got married not exactly the same period but months before us, and it seemed like their own situation was also the same. They put this time last, and last nothing. Last it was like they just scrapped it, and I beg, let's do what we'll have to do. What's the point of waiting? So we started consciously looking out to conceive, if there's anything like that. Yes, so contraceptives was not the option. I mean, we are usually advised not to use any form of contraceptive when you just get married, because you don't know how it to affect your hormone and you don't have any child yet. So all of that. So finally, after 3 months, we took in and the journey began. We discovered like 2 weeks or 3 weeks into the pregnancy when I discovered that I missed my period, and then early morning sickness started. Now, that early morning sickness, as you all know, it's not just early morning sickness, it is like all day sickness. Well, since I just moved to Lagos, I had no job. I was just home, no business, nothing whatsoever. So I was just home and cruising and enjoying my life, reading whatever I found available, and also applying for my master's at that period. So even before I took in, I had already, in fact, is it not even before we got married, we were already applying for masters here in Lagos State University. So all of that. Now, during this early morning sickness, I would sleep. My husband would go out to work, and when he steps out, I would just take my breakfast, throw up the one that I could throw up, finish the one I can finish, and then pick up my blankets and sleep. Now, in our bedroom that time, there's this woman downstairs just at our window side that does this beans and ewa going, beans and pepper. Yes, her pepper used to smell nice. Generally, ewa going is nice, but that period the smell was awful. Like, it could literally empty the contents of my stomach. So I had to pack my pillow, blankets in the morning like that to the sitting room and have my devotion there, and in the process I sleep off. The next time I'm waking up will be 12 o'clock. Yes, 12 noon. And between 12 noon and when I will actually get up will be like 2 hours again, and that's when my husband is knocking. Now, I would like to give a big shout out to him, because he really tried at that time. Now, during that period, I didn't cook stew, so we didn't eat stew at all in the house. You might ask, Shebi, if you don't eat stew, you would maybe eat out and all of that. Well, the money was not all that available to even say you want to be buying food almost every day, eating out. So we had to make do with what we have in the house. My husband would get back from work. Sometimes he would get to the market first from work to buy the vegetables or whatever it is that I want to cook that afternoon or evening. When he gets home, he will drop his bag and actually start to prepare it. Now, not like I'm wicked and I'm allowing to do all the work, because there's this belief that pregnant women, we like to raise women like to raise their leg up and try to just enjoy that moment and all of that. Well, my case was not like that. I usually, if I don't know how to, I don't have that heart to do all of that to my husband. So the smell of the food, of whatever you're, especially when you start to fry onions and pepper, oh yeah, I could puke. So he would have to even lock me up in the room, and I'll use blanket to cover my face while he's cooking. And then when the food is finally ready, he'll bring it out and phase 2 starts. Oh yeah, eat now. Eat now. We usually eat together, and that is my ojoro. He takes the bigger, swallow than mine. I'll just be watching him eat, and you think I'm eating. He caught me doing that. So he would, the way you cut food for baby, small. In fact, it was a whole lot of episode at that period. If I go into details, this video will be super long. So he just did all he could to try to get something into my stomach, and all of that period was just like almost like a useless period for me, because I couldn't do so much, and that lasted about 2 months. I said we discovered when the pregnancy was 2-3 weeks old. So altogether, until I was almost 4 months pregnant, I was in that sickness period. I was just so weak. I'll sleep all through. When we were done with our dinner, lunch, he would go out for rehearsal in the church, and that would be another episode of sleep. If I'm not sleeping, then he would okay, since he's back from work, he would just drop his system for me. And Jennifer's Diary that time was the was the show that I actually could just, not like I could, but that was what was raining at that time for me. So I'll just sit down there watching Jennifer's Diary until he comes back. Right now, if I hear that intro of Jennifer's Diary, it takes me back to the memory of how I used to feel that time. I don't know if you usually experience that. So if you do, please drop it in the comment section below. Like, if there's something you usually experience, and maybe there's this music that is being played alongside, it's just it seems like it brings back that memory. Even a smell, if you perceive something now, it takes you back to, you've perceived that smell when you were doing, and then it links to something. So Jennifer's Diary intro was actually linked to my pregnancy period. There's this soap also that I think we used to use, then we had to stop using because the smell. Right now, if I perceive that smell, I remember that this was my pregnancy period, and it is a smell I usually hate. So all of that was just part of the whole package for me. And yes, now fast forward to when I put to bed. Okay, after that period, I started gaining back my strength. Then at 4 months, 5 months, my stomach started becoming obvious I was pregnant, but I was okay, so I could do whatever it is, cook, clean. But I don't think I still cooked stew for a long time, like a very long time. Even after that period, I could still manage, maybe close my nose and cook, but it was not as bad as the initial stage. So first of all, early morning sickness is not just early morning sickness, it is all day sickness. It starts in the morning and ends in the night, but it could be different for people. Some people don't even have it at all. So that's it, sha. Now, the second aspect of this gist is my delivery period. Before I go into that, I would like to say and acknowledge God in this pregnancy story, because we really didn't have much at that time, so it was quite difficult, even cutting out money to even start to buy baby things was a serious matter. Many people were telling me, even if it's 1,000 naira, enter market, buy. But it was not that easy. I mean, if we saw 1,000 naira spare at that time, we'll be able to buy fish and vegetable to cook for the next day. It was like that. We were just, taking every day as it came. Up until 7 months, it was when I was like 8 months pregnant before we actually went to the market, and God just opened the one door like that and money came in and we went to buy our baby things. So that is a big testimony. There was no money, but we just kept pushing until it came and God opened that door and we bought baby things. Yes. So thanks for staying. See you in my next video. Bye. Hey, wait, before you go, have you subscribed? Yes, because I release parenting content, faith-like content, because I'm a Christian, and I also talk about Montessori, a method of training that I discovered to be very effective in raising confident, independent children. So if you're interested in content like this, please, you will do well to subscribe, and please give this video a thumbs up and share with as many as you think will benefit from it. Thanks for staying once again. See you. Bye.